First, a former Frenship ISD elementary teacher is now in jail. He's accused of soliciting a child younger than 14 online. U.S. Marshals executed an arrest warrant today to detain 29-year-old Nicholas Alonzo. He was a fifth-grade teacher at Upland Heights Elementary. Frenship leaders placed him on leave right before spring break after officials were notified of what was only described as, quote, concerning behavior. In the last week, Lubbock police were told of new allegations against Alonzo. Frenship wants you to know that it's taking these accusations seriously and is fully cooperating with police. The district takes any allegations like these seriously and will do everything it can to keep its students safe. In a statement, the district told parents that Alonzo will not return to his job with Frenship. It's making counselors and other resources available for both students and